Hey everyone, it's Bina 007 back for another 10-minute movie review, and today I'm talking to you about the magnificent Maria by director Pablo Larrain, a stunning film about iconic opera singer Maria Callas, featuring a central performance by Angelina Jolie of such fragility and bravery that it destroyed me. It's a cinematic achievement, at least on a par with Larrain's Jackie Kennedy biopic, and arguably surpasses it. Every aspect is perfection. The film focuses on the final week of Callas's life, sequestered in a grand Parisian apartment with her faithful housekeeper and butler, played by Alba Rohrwacher and Pier Francesco Favino, respectively. Callas is dying of liver failure, ligament failure, and is addicted to a variety of drugs. Illness, dramatic weight loss, oversinging in her youth, whatever the reason, her voice has also failed her. And while she publicly claims that she's never going to perform again, she is secretly rehearsing with just pitiful results. And added to the loss of her voice, we also know that she is suffering from deep heartbreak. Her big sister, played by Valerie Galina, last seen in Portrait of a Lady on Fire, in a very moving cameo. The big sister tells Maria to look forward with tunnel vision, but this entire film is really a film about a woman trapped in her past. As we learn in flashbacks, her mother pimped her out as a singer in Nazi occupied Athens and maybe more. Her first husband robbed her blind, although this isn't shown in this biopic. Her beloved Aristotle Onassis, played by Haluk Bilginer, who, if you watch the recent TV show The Turkish Detective, is the lead in that. He stopped her from singing, maybe made her have a forced abortion, and then left her for Jackie Kennedy. Only her paid employees show her any love or concern for her health. So, robbed of love and health, and finally the hope of singing again, Maria retreats into a drug induced journey through her past. And the drug that she's taking, called Mandrax, is sort of personified in her visions by Cody Smith McPhee, an actor actually currently starring in the Apple TV show Disclaimer. And he kind of plays a young interviewer who's following her on her wandering through Paris and getting her view of her life. But, buyer beware. As befits a woman who has been a public persona her entire life, Maria chooses what to withhold and what narrative to spin. She is deliberately enigmatic and mysterious, but I think we know that this is a kind of defense mechanism and almost an act of desperation. Her spin is unsuccessful, we see through it, not least in the way she discusses her maybe pregnancy as if taking ownership and agency of a decision that, if it happened, she probably didn't have agency over. As I said before, I think Angelina Jolie is magnificent and fearless in this role. Her final aria, sung in a nightdress to an empty apartment, there's a crowd outside but she's not aware of it, had me in tears. We believe in every ounce of lifelong heartbreak. She is a diva and she is desperate. She is vulnerable and commanding all at once. Kudos to the technical team who found a way to blend Jolie's own singing with Callas's iconic recordings, particularly in her final week where her voice is unsteady and uneven and they can use more of the Jolie. I always believed that Angelina was singing, and I think this is no mean feat. We see her lips and vocal cords and body tremble and convey emotion, and it makes the film more credible and more moving. Kudos also to the cinematographer, the legendary cinematographer Ed Lachman, who's shot movies with Todd Haynes, like Carol. He's shot this and the last movie with Pablo Larrain, for so beautifully capturing sunlit 1970s Paris, but also the crisp black and white flashbacks to Callas in her youth and at her peak. And also, another type of look is the grainy, dreamed interviews with Mandrax. This is a film whose technical brilliance is completely at the service of the narrative, perhaps in contrast with Saturday Night, a film where I felt the technical brilliance was sort of, I don't know, showy and distracting from the subject matter. And what a narrative it is. Stephen Knight, who wrote this film, also wrote Peaky Blinders, maybe what he's most famous for. He has created a script that, in a short time, gives us a lifetime of pain and hurt, and that uses and centers music, always Callas's own music, to express her feelings and propel the narrative. For those of us who know these aria by heart, the lyrics, the knowledge of Callas's life and Jolie's performance, blend into something transcendent. And I know I sound really pretentious when I say that, but I found this film so moving. My only question is whether the film will work as well for those not familiar with Callas's work, given Pablo Larrain's refusal to use subtitles and translations of the opera. He explained before the screening on stage at the Royal Festival Hall that he tried to avoid subtitles when watching opera as a child and wanted to relate purely to the performance. And I kind of agree with that, but I feel that the lack of narrative explanation may be a barrier to some audience members. But nonetheless, if you are an opera fan, and hopefully even if you're not, I think this is a truly wonderful and moving and beautiful film. Maria has a running time of 124 minutes and is rated R. It played Venice and London 2024. It will have a limited theatrical release on November 27th and then will be released on Netflix on December 11th. Thank you for listening.